Good afternoon, Stanley County and the world. Tommy Jordan coming to you to talk about upcoming changes. I'm going to be real blunt, and I'm going to be real. I'm going to give you a couple real hard truths. Maybe you know it, maybe you agree, maybe you don't. For those out there that follow me and follow my stream at a local level, let me be clear. If you're some keyboard warrior and you disagree, I really don't give a shit. Your comments don't matter, and I'll just delete them. Because what I'm about to tell you is absolutely true. All right? It is currently April the 2nd, 2020. We are already under a state of emergency at a national level, at a state level, at a county level, and if you're in a municipality, at a municipal level. You're under 4 different sets of states of emergencies. Is that keeping you home? Nope. You're also under a 3 or 4 different state executive orders regarding what businesses should or shouldn't be closed, what people should or shouldn't be doing, and you've been urged again and again and again to stay the hell home. People aren't doing it. Let me be clear. Our American pride and our hang up on our civil liberties and our desperate grasp at words like shall not be infringed are about to cause us a whole lot of heartache. Okay? You're finally seeing this in the news. I've been saying it for a month, but you're finally seeing this in the news about China. I just encourage you to Google how China was able to beat this virus. If you look, in just the last week, we have not only surpassed the previous worst case in the world, we have tripled it. All right, we have tripled what China had in its worst day in the United States right now. And in 3 more days, we will have double that. And in 3 more days, we will have double that, because that's been what we've been doing. We've been doubling about every 3 days. So if we have 250,000 infected today, and it's Thursday, figured by Monday, it'll be 1 million. Figured by next Thursday, it'll be 2 million. Those numbers at all scary to you people? They should be. So let me cover what's going to happen at a state level, because people are too stupid to listen. Governor Cooper, and again, I don't have to like Governor Cooper. He's a Democrat, so it's a given. I don't like him. I didn't vote for him. But I can't say that I do anything different than what he's done right now. I can't bash the man right now. 1, it's not the time for politics. And 2, he's doing the best he can. Everybody's doing the best they can. Emergency management at county level, city level, state level. Everybody's doing the best they can within the realms of power they have to figure out how to make people safe. And we're running into problems. A lot of people don't know why we're having these problems. They're like, well, why didn't the governor shut down this? Well, because the state doesn't grant him the authority to do that. Why doesn't the president shut down so-and-so? Well, because the Constitution doesn't grant him the authority to do that. People can't just do things because they're common sense. If that were the case, we'd all be staying the hell home. But we're not staying home. And, for example, businesses right now. There are many businesses vying to be considered essential. Why? Not because they're essential, not because people need them, but because people are desperate at the cost of other lives to continue to make money. Because they won't shut down for 2 weeks, or they won't shut down for 10 days, here's what's going to happen. And I guarantee you, and let's be clear, I haven't been wrong about anything on this COVID virus yet. Not one thing. So let me be clear when I tell you this. I'm backing this up with a pretty solid track record here. It's going to be a lot longer than 2 weeks. My guess is we won't start opening stuff back up till at least the end of June. And between now and June, it's going to get way worse. And more stuff's going to get shut down because people won't listen. Okay? People aren't paying attention. The idea of these executive orders are to make you stay home. It's not to stop people from running a business. That's just an unfortunate byproduct. So we have businesses that are doing, for example, curbside pickup for retail. That falls within the legal mandate of what the law said. Yes, it does. It's not follow the spirit of the law. And I'm not making this up. I'm using pretty much state and federal leaders' words right out of their own mouths. You just haven't heard this on the news yet. But you will. It's going to happen because you won't listen and you won't do what's right. if people spent half the time doing what they should do to help stop the spread of this virus versus finding creative ways to get around things to do whatever the hell they want, we might have already beat this thing by now. But that's not the way our world works. It's not what people do. And we're too busy being stuck up on our freedoms and saying people can't tell me what to do, that we don't have the sense to pour piss out of a boot. So it's going to get worse. It's going to get a lot worse. I believe we're going to have a lot more businesses shut down. Hard. Let me be clear. It's going to be hard. There's going to be some serious state and or federal shutdowns. And you can be that way right there. Well, you can't tell me what to do. Let me be clear. Yes, the fuck they can. I don't know how else to say it. I've read a lot of the state and county and federal pandemic plans and EOP plans and EOC plans. They're out there if you know how to find them. And they stipulate all kinds of things that your average Joe citizen doesn't know. Why? Because we've never had a pandemic. In our whole history of our country, we've never really dealt with a pandemic on this level. And so we got people spouting, well, you can't make me do so-and-so. Well, guess what? There's statutes that says they can. Now, you can challenge these statutes in court in 2 or 3 years, but not tomorrow. Tomorrow, you're going to abide by them, or they're going to come around people that have cars with cages in the back and handcuffs to arrest you and make you abide by them. So you're going to abide by them. But it's not going to matter, because at the end of the day, you spent so much time fighting instead of simply doing what's right to keep your neighbor safe, keep your neighbor alive, that it's just not going to matter. I mean, the wonderful people beside me to my right are in their late 60s. One of them has COPD. My neighbors over there, 2 houses down, I think are in their early 70s. My neighbor that way, she's in her 70s. Wonderful, wonderful lady. The people that I'm helping work with to make these masks, one of them is a retired nurse for 30 years of nursing. She's in a high-risk group. She has asthma, and she's in her 60s, maybe her 70s. This virus will kill her. I mean, it won't kind of hurt her. It won't maybe, but it'll probably just simply kill her. I mean, let's be honest. If she gets it, she's going to die. If her husband gets it, he's in his 70s, I think, he's going to die. There's some nice old people. I don't really want to see him dead. See him dead. But you shitheads out there can't get your head out of your own ass long enough to understand that you should just stay home and quit. Here's an example that pisses me off. There's a couple vape shops and CBD shops. You know how they're staying open? They have a cooler over there that says it's got Gatorade in it and some crackers and some nabs. They have a shelf of nabs and crackers and a cooler full of Gatorade. That makes them a convenience store. That's their argument. We're a convenience store. The governor said convenience stores are fine, so we're okay. If I could legally find you and beat the shit out of you without going to prison for it, I'd beat every one of you half to death. Because dumbasses like you are going to be why the rest of the general public gets punished. Okay? We don't need 17 convenience stores open every single day of the week in the county. Maybe we have 4. Maybe we collectively get together and take turns. Maybe these 3 are open Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and those 3 are open Thursday, Friday, Saturday. And everybody gets to make a little bit of money, but we all sacrifice equally. Maybe we don't have 15 fast food restaurants open. Does the law say food places can be open? Sure. Does it say they have to be? No. What's the goal? Keeping people at home. So maybe some of you actually voluntarily shut the hell down so people will stay home. Places like Lowe's, they sell building material, housing materials. They can't shut down. They're not going to shut down. They're never, ever going to be shut down. Let me be clear. No one's ever going to shut down a Lowe's hardware store. It won't happen. There are too many critical industries rely on it. No one's going to shut down a Walmart. It won't happen. Too many critical industries rely on it. But if you look at the news in certain states already, because people haven't listened and it's gotten so bad in those states, those Walmarts are locking off retail. They're putting caution tape up going, nope, you can't go over there. You can buy these groceries, you can buy from that pharmacy. Otherwise, get the hell out of our store. Because they're having to be that hard and that firm because people won't stay the hell home. That's a shame. I didn't think we as Americans were this stupid. But you are. We're that stupid. So you're going to hear, well, China flattened the curve. China did flatten the curve. And this has bothered me for about a month now, and I've said it, but maybe it's not run clear. If we look at how China flattened the curve, now they followed all the epidemiological models, and they did a good job. They got the virus to tamp back down. You know how they did it? Did it occur to anybody to look? Do you know that they welded the doors shut on apartment complexes? Do you know that they're using drones and tracking cell phones of users to figure out where people are congregating and telling them on their phone, no, you can't go in there and you better leave or we'll send police and we'll make you leave. And when the Chinese police show up, they don't ask nicely. It's not like Officer Joe Friday. They've never seen Officer Joe Friday, okay? It's a whole different world over there. They have apartment doormen, being responsible for locking people inside buildings. Here's a great example. People that have dogs. Well, in America, I have a dog. I have to go walk my dog. In China, they said you can teach the dog to shit in the corner or you can kill the dog, but you're not leaving the apartment. Do we understand each other? That's how they flattened the curve. Now, is that barbaric? Yes, it is. And the problem is we're never going to do that because we're never going to make the sacrifices necessary. And our government structure doesn't allow them to force us to make the sacrifices that are necessary, which I'm glad for, by the way. I'm proud to be an American. I'm glad we don't live in a country where those kinds of rules can apply to us. But keep in mind, that's the draconian extremes that it took for someone like communist China to flatten the curve. And we will never come a tenth close to doing what they did to their own citizens. So our high and mighty entitled citizens are running around going, this and that shall not be infringed, and you can't make me do this. And meanwhile, they're going to be responsible for the death of a lot of Americans. And they're going to be responsible for a lot of hospitals being overrun. And I'm sorry, and it sucks. But Americans are apparently inherently stupid. Too stupid for their own good. Literally, too stupid to survive. That's a damn shame. I cannot believe we as a country can't pull our head out of our collective asses enough to work together for a couple weeks or a month and beat this thing. But we're too busy too busy focusing on our own self-interest, our own egos, our own money, our own whatever. No, this generation has forgotten how to come together for a common cause. And it's sad because for the first time in a generation, America needs to. I wish that wasn't the country that we lived in right now, but it is. So for those of you out there that doubt it, take my word for it. It's going to get a lot worse. It's going to get a lot worse on a state level. They're going to shut down more businesses. There's allowed to be some much more stringent curfews. There's going to be some curtailing on shopping and retail. There's going to be some curtailing on where you can and can't go. I'm sorry, that's just the way it's going to be. I don't have to like it. You don't have to like it. But unless you're ready to pick up arms and wage war on the federal government, you're just going to have to do it. And then again, there's those out there that are going to say your rules don't apply to me. And quite frankly, I hope someone finds you and puts a bullet in the back of your head, because my 72-year-old mother, who has done her best to stay home now for almost a month, because she's doing what needs to be done, and you people aren't. I don't have the luxury. My job doesn't let me. I have to go out. I have to be out buying supplies. I have to be out run the roads. I'm trying to practice social distancing, and I'm doing a pretty good job of it. I'm trying to double it. I'm trying to be 12 feet away from people. I don't need to be close. Things like wearing a mask encourage people as a visual reminder, hey, there's a friggin' plague going on right now. Maybe you should not be, no, I'm not going to shake your hand. No, I'm not going to fist bump you, or we're not going to bump elbows right now. I'm not going to take that Coke and have a sip. Thank you very much. Keep that to yourself. If we would just use some sense, none of this would be necessary. But because we won't, it's going to be. It's going to get bad. It's going to get worse before it gets better. And if we don't straighten up, it's going to keep getting worse. All right? I'm not trying to lay threats. I'm just trying to warn America to wake up and do what you have to do to keep each other safe. To look out for each other. Look out for your neighbors. That's it, guys. It's real simple. Don't be an asshole. Tommy out.